Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis. Today we are going to add one more reel to our motorcycle channel. Let's speak about the sidecar motorcycles. Nowadays you may not see many of these bikes on the road. Some probably would be new Ural or old Ural motorcycles. Some old Dnepr, or you may call this thing Dnepr, or you may see the custom-made motorcycles that were not even designed to be with a sidecar at all. If I would live in United States of America and you tell me the term sidecar motorcycle, I would immediately think about the new Ural gear up. Believe me or not, but Ural is not the Russian brand anymore. Yes, it is made in Russia, but it exports almost 95% of its production to United States, Australia, Japan and Europe. Only 5% of production goes to Russian market. So if you live in Russia, you may not see the new Ural at all, but you will see many old Soviet-made motorcycles. Russians just don't want to pay a fortune for the new product because there's no huge difference. This may sound strange, but Americans saved Ural from bankruptcy. Till the end of the Soviet era, there were more than 100,000 people employed in Ural factory in every city of Russia. Then USSR died, the economical crisis spread all around ex-Soviet countries. People really could not get enough food. No one needed Ural anymore. Gradually, Ural almost died. But it's better to say went to coma. All the production stopped, but in the darkness, the new light sparked. The light of American dollar. The American businessman Tom Lynott invested money to the factory. The old unreliable motorcycle parts were replaced with the new from abroad. The new boxer engine was designed. The new markets were opened. With this help, Ural was selling up to 300 bikes per year for the United States market. Imagine the number, 300 motorcycles per year for all the factory. Well, just before the USSR collapsed in single 1991, Ural produced 130,000 motorcycles. Well, it's quite unimaginable. In 2003, Tom Lynott left Ural factory, but Ural was still managed to sell around 600 new bikes abroad per year. People in America started to buy these crazy-looking Russian motorcycles. Even Brad Pitt got the one. And it was quite a unique product since there were not many vehicles like that on the market. In 2008, economic crisis hit Ural hard, but it managed to survive again. Today we may see good dealership network around the world. Many new models are introduced, some are even with brand names incorporation, like DJI company for example. Ural made the drone-equipped motorcycle. Isn't it a crazy idea? But the sales are going up, and even though there's only 140 employees that are left in Ural factory, and you need around 2 to 3 months wait for your motorcycle to be built because it's only made with a pre-order like Bentley or Rolls-Royce. The new motorcycle parts and very unique purpose of the vehicle rise the production costs, and you can buy a brand new Ural for around 30 grand. Personally, I think that it's insane money for this type of motorcycle, since you may get the old Ural for much less. Well guys, I'm actually living in an ex-Soviet country, Ukraine. And I can state that with 99% probably there is no new Urals in my country, no any gear ups or something. The reason is that we have old Dnepr and Ural motorcycles, very old. Dnepr is a Ukraine-made motorcycle and it's very similar to Ural. The engine is 650cc, almost identical to Ural 650cc old engine. And the spare parts are almost 70% identical. The history of USSR-made motorcycles happened here in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. Just before the Second World War, Germany was no enemy to USSR, rather they were friends, so they gave us the R71 BMW design technology, and USSR start production of the same bike in Kiev. They call it M72. Of course, later M72 and R71 became the enemies on a war field, so the R71 could say,
"I am your father."
But in the end, M72 won the battle. But during the Second World War, Nazis captured the Kiev city, so Soviets evacuated the Kiev motorcycle factory far away to Irbyt city of Russia. That is how Ural brand was started. After the war, the civilian sidecar motorcycle went to production line, like K650, K750. Later, the more modern boxer engine designs were made for the Dnepr and Ural motorcycles. Mostly all Dneprs and Urals were made as sidecar motorcycles for the country life. I personally like Dnepr MT16 modification because it has a sharp drive to the sidecar wheel and adds some extra off-road capability with a two-wheel drive. Well, hunters enjoy this kind of machines. Unfortunately, the Dnepr didn't survive the Soviet Union crash. The factory is now closed and all equipment was stolen by its workers. But like Evil Dead, the Dnepr motorcycles are still on the run. People are selling used aftermarket parts, and China parts are also available. Some new non-China parts can be found. Maybe some kind of old employees are making them in their garages on a stolen equipment. Nowadays you can find old Dnepr or Ural motorcycle here in Ukraine for around $400 and it will be in working condition. In a perfect restored condition you need to pay around $3,000. That price is nice if you like the old bikes. My first motorcycle was Dnepr 11 with a sidecar, but I got rid of the sidecar quite fast because by that time I just like bobber style bikes, so I made some kind of bobber. It is a very simple thing to make the custom like this on a Dnepr based motor frame, but some guys are turning their bikes into real shitty shit and some are piece of art. Some guys prefer the original parts and original look of the old Dneprs and Urals. Especially original M72 and K750 are very rare and expensive. Of course, the old original R71 BMW would cost you a fortune, but you have a good alternate in M72, which would cost you several times less. I would say one of the most expensive and rare motorcycles from this type of class is Transalp KS750. If you find the one, you need to pay around 100,000 grands, but I think it's absolutely insane. Well, what can I say, guys? Harley made some bikes for the Second World War, and also sidecars were in production for the civilian Harley-Davidsons, but not anymore. So now you may consider the Ural as an American brand for sidecar motorcycles, because main distribution is for American dealership in United States. If you want to carry extra weight in your motorcycle, or your spouse wants to have the car comfort, or maybe you have some kind of medical problems or disability, you can always attach the sidecar to almost any motorcycle and ride it like it was made on a factory. The only thing is better to trust your motorcycle to professional mechanics, because the sidecar modification significantly influence controllability. I personally know the guy who crushed his Honda Shadow. He broke his arm, leg and foot in several places. Later on he restored his Honda but couldn't ride it because he was not recovered from his own traumas. His leg was partially disabled, so he put a sidecar that helped him to get on the round again. Now you may see many enthusiasts are modernizing their motorcycles with a sidecar, for example, to make a long-haul adventure rides across the many countries in a different terrain. However, I think that for custom-made bikes like this, it could be hard to cross some country borders, since local regulations may not permit or accept such kind of tuning with a sidecar. So in this case, I think Ural only. You may say that Ural is not reliable for long trips, it will break apart. Well, from my side, I will tell you that I met one man who covered 15,000 kilometers, almost 10,000 miles, in a single trip riding his old Ural to Mongolia desert, and miraculously his Ural didn't break down. Sidecar motorcycling is a great part of our total motorcycle community all around the world. And I'm also looking to get into this part of motorcycling, looking to have a sidecar motorcycle. Yeah, I might say it is clumsy, it is terrible in the city, and you need a huge space in your garage just to keep it. Some spare parts are hard to get, but I will have a quite unique vehicle that gives lots of fun and fantastic rides even in the winter time, so I will be able to film motovlogs all around the year. Now guys, thank you very much for watching, share this video, like it, and have a good time!